And we're back, all flash.
No substance.
So today's top 5 are the top 5 Mark Wahlberg movies. To celebrate his newest outing of Mile 22, we wanted to revisit some of his old stuff and break it down to the top 5. All right. I thought you were going to say something. Terrence, go first.
I felt like I should have said something, but I had nothing planned.
The show's going great.
All right, it is. It's amazing. It's amazing. All right, so
number 5.
wait.
All right.
These lists are just get it out of the way. These lists are probably going to be similar. Don't hate us. Mark Wahlberg really has about 5 really good films.
Damn.
He's got some, okay, yeah,
Man.
that was the thing.
Man, Wahlberg.
He's got 5 good ones. So if you talk about like the fact that you're like, hey guys, you guys have the exact same list, blame Mark Wahlberg. Pick better movies. Number 5. I'm gonna go because I know he's probably gonna pick this one. Fear. Basically his coming out, right? His first real big theatrical film that he came out in. I think he did a good job playing Psycho. It was him like right after the Funky Bunch.
That's true.
I mean,
he was on the wild side of that movie.
I mean, it was unexpected for him, and to see that most people, when you're in the music industry, a lot of them want to be in movies. The fact that he did have acting skills coming right out of the music industry. And so I was really impressed with what his job was in there. I think he did a great job as a psychotic, boyfriend, I guess we would call him like that. Like I said, that was a great start to his film career. Love that movie, actually.
All right, number 4.
Number 4! Daddy's Home.
Daddy's Home, never seen it.
Daddy's Home is a great movie. It's an absolute great movie. I would almost say that it would have lost to Daddy's Home 2, but Daddy's Home, the first one between him and Will Ferrell, was just amazing. It was great back and forth.
Okay.
And the only thing that made that movie even better is that they did the John Cena cameo at the end, which made me like just super proud. I was like, all I wanted to do was see them in a movie together, and it was the greatest. It was like watching a unicorn on film. But the movie was hilarious. It was absolutely funny, and you got to see both sides of being a father to somebody else's kids versus being a father of kids who now are a part of another family. So,
right.
Like I said, it was an amazing movie. I think it was a really good job. He did a good job in it.
Right.
Number 3.
Number 3.
This is probably gonna be a shock.
Yeah.
Pain and Gain.
Pain and Gain.
Pain and Gain is my number 3 because we thought maybe it was gonna be a little bit higher, but no.
And we just did The Rock's top 5 not too long ago.
Right?
And here we are, Mark Wahlberg.
Number 3 is Pain.
The Bird.
He did a great job in this movie because I think that his character is Mark Wahlberg in real life. I think it's him in real life. I think he lived this character. I think that all he does is I gotta get a pump it. I think that's his life. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I love this movie to death. Unfortunately, it is my number 3, but that does not take away the greatness of this film. Okay.
Number 2.
Boogie Nights.
That's your number 2.
Number 2. Come on,
okay.
Dirk Diggler. He's saying you
got the touch, baby. Lion, Transformers. He sang it badly.
God, it was amazing when he sang it. But just the whole thing was basically, it was supposed to be basically kind of a John Holmes story, right?
Yeah, loosely.
Yeah, loosely based on John Holmes. I think he did a great job in it. The whole movie was based on porn, but somehow you forgot about that.
He did.
Like you just really just lived his story and stuff like that. But the movie itself was a really good movie, and it introduced me to Heather Graham. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Hashtag Roller Girl. Number 1, right, so, The Departed.
Why are we waiting? I should have started off with number 1. The Departed is a great film, probably his best film, even though the film was more based around Leo. His parts in the film were iconic parts in the film.
Nominated for Best Supporting Actor for that movie.
Exactly. It was like he did such a great job in this film, and he was like, "Who are you? I'm the guy who does his job. You must be the other guy."
Best line ever. Best line ever.
Oh, I love that movie so much. You can watch it anytime that it comes on, especially for Leonardo DiCaprio. But you cannot dismiss what Mark Wahlberg did in this film.
All right, so my number 5 is The Departed.
Number 5?
Number 5. 5. Only because
it was based on.
it was more Leo than it was him. He played the supporting role, but freaking Scorsese directed him beautifully. He was freaking great. He's got great chemistry with Leo.
Yeah.
Martin Sheen. I mean, he was just great all around, and he just gave a performance that left you, when you left that movie, he was one of the things that really stood out the most, and that's why he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. So number 5 was The Departed.
Number 4!
Number 4 was The Other Guys.
The Other Guy. I kind of like.
I freaking love The Other Guys.
I'm a top 5 movie.
He's trying to fly like a peacock, man. He's freaking awesome. I thought that his on-screen chemistry with Will Ferrell, that's where it started, baby.
Yeah,
that's where it started before Daddy's Home. So I thought that's the one that started off for them. I just got to shout out the cameos of The Rock and Samuel Jackson.
Why are they not doing a film together?
I don't know. When they jump off the building, you think they're going to save the day, and they just fall straight to their death. It's just freaking hilarious, man. But Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell were gold in that.
Number 3!
Number 3 was Ted! I love Ted! That, man,
I thought Ted was overhyped.
Well, Ted was, or Family Ted guy.
I like Ted 2 more than I like Ted.
No, really?
Yeah, I like
Ted. Ted 1 was better. Ted 1 was way better. But he actually showed a side of himself that you're just not normally seeing. He's always a tough guy. He's always this and that. And this one, he was just a goof. He was just a goof. Got high with teddy bear. It was just, Thunder Buddies for life. Thunder Buddies forever. So yeah, man, got to give it up for Ted.
Number 2.
Number 2 was also Pain and Gain. Man,
moved up a little bit less.
Yes, it did. I had to, but you know what? Pain and Gain was it was in the top 1 or 2 or 3 in freaking Rocks. But that movie was great. He.
I think it was more for Rock. It was bigger for Rock.
It was bigger for Rock than Wahlberg, but still. But you just stated that Wahlberg's performance was good in that. He basically played himself to you. Yes. But yeah, I thought he was great in that. Him, Rock, Mackie, they just all did great. They all played off one another great.
Wait till we do the top 5 Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, and guess what's gonna be in it? Pain and Gain. Number one is Boogie Nights all day.
That's his number 1?
Boogie Nights is my favorite Mark Wahlberg movie for obvious reasons. But to see Heather Graham and... No.
Oh, I was about to say about the prosthetic.
Well, that too. But anyway... I put toothpaste on it. Forget it.
There you go. Toothpaste makes everything.
Other show on that one. But anyway, Boogie Nights is actually one of the first times that you really, really got to see him stretch out with an ensemble as big as that was, when you got John C. Reilly, Burt Reynolds, Julianne Moore, Philip Seymour Hoffman. You got William H. Macy, Heather Graham.
Don Cheadle in that too?
Don Cheadle. You got a great cast.
Don Cheadle.
It was Don Cheadle.
Okay.
Yeah, he played Buck.
Yeah. I'm thinking of the Ladies' Man for some particular reason.
Put it in forget it. Anyway, I'm pretty sure they did that too. But you can't mess with Chess Rockwell and Brock Landers.
There you go.
But for him, that was early in his career. Wes Anderson directed it. I think Paul W. Anderson directed it, I think. Yeah. Either way, it was still young in his career. Yeah. And for him to come out and actually play off all of those really great freaking actors.
A starring role
exactly.
So early in his career.
Yeah, with those actors, it was just, he just did a great job. And yeah, it was loosely based off John Holmes. Showed every side of the porn industry as far as what it, the rise and fall, the drugs and all that other stuff that came out. And he played it great. I don't think he was nominated for an Oscar for that.
No.
I know Burt Reynolds was nominated for Best Supporting Actor, but regardless, it was a great movie, I thought.
Burt Reynolds top 5, Boogie Nights.
Smokey and the Bandit Part 3. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, but yeah, I love Boogie Nights. That's my favorite. Honorable mentions.
There's a lot of honorable mentions on here. The Italian Job. I really like it.
I like the Italian Job.
I really like the Italian Job. Lone Survivor. I actually haven't got to see this movie, but
you can put it in honorable mention.
So much about Lone Survivor, I could not mention it because I know you guys will put it in the comments below. And I guess the last one I'm going to mention, because I actually really did enjoy this movie, they actually rolled it off into a TV series after the fact and starred from what's his name? The guy
behind the guy.
The guy in the hat behind the guy. The guy from Cruel Intentions. Cruel Intentions.
Oh, Shooter.
Yeah. Shooter is the movie I'm talking about. But I'm talking about the guy. The guy.
Ryan Phillippe.
Thank you.
Who's Reese Witherspoon's first husband?
Right.
That starred with Wahlberg in Fear.
Such incest.
Alrighty then.
But anyway, Shooter. I really enjoyed Shooter when it came
I
out.
like Shooter that much.
Really?
Not really. Nah. Alright, well, my honorable mentions is also Fear.
Guys on his list, by the way.
Fear, The Italian Job, and Invincible. I really liked Invincible.
I never saw Invincible.
He was a great underdog in that movie. I thought that he did really good. It was based on a true story. Yeah, man, I thought it was great. So, yeah.
There you go.
Gotta check out Invincible if you haven't seen it.
I gotta check out Invincible. It's one of those films I've never seen.
One that will never be on my list.
I hate the freaking Eagles.
One that will never be on my list is freaking Planet of the Apes. That movie was so bad.
It wasn't that bad. By the way, you don't
hate Planet of the Apes? I hate that movie. You can do that shit with art.
I do with him. I don't hate Planet of the Apes. I don't know why people give it such
man. Let us know your favorite Mark Wahlberg movies, and be sure to go check out Mile 22. It's got a great cast, got Rousey in it, so I'm curious what that's going to be like. Drink up. Terrence, take us home.
That deserves a drink, sir. All right, so like I said, I know I kind of goofed around and I said that Mark Wahlberg only has 5 films. Mark Wahlberg, but if you know of any other 6 films. 6 films. If you know of any other films that we may have left off the list on our honorable mentions you want to put together on your top 5 list, make sure you put it in the comments below.
Right, Chris?
Yeah, Chris. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and as well as click that notification bell so that way you're aware of all the other videos that we do on here. We do a little thing called the Goods Podcast, if you've ever heard of that, right? Yeah, exactly. And if you actually want to help the show get better, we do have a Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/thegoods. For as little as $1, you can help this channel grow and get better.
And buy some better top 5s. Hey, if you guys want to...
you can help us pay somebody to pick our top 5s.
If you guys, if there's a top 5 that you'd like to see, put it on the comments below. Let us know what top 5s that you'd like to see us do on the air. So, for Aspen and Art, wherever the hell they're at, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And we'll see you next time.
I think his name is William Jr. or something, shit like that. William Jackson Jr. Something like that. But that's the blackest of black names.
Reverend William Jackson Jr.
If I look up William Jackson on the fucking internet, it's gonna fucking blow up. Because it's gonna
and you know what? It's gonna say Reverend.